Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor in Paradise Canada, a guy's review. We're going to get right into it. Episode 4 is getting ridiculous. Are you guys watching this show? If you're not, everyone in the U.S. goes, how can you watch it? You got to go to citytv.com. You need a Canadian friend who's got their cable info. Get that from them and you can watch it. I don't think you need a VPN. You just need a cable provider in Canada. Simple as that. Go check it out. If not, follow my recaps. I read them back to you. No edits, no jump cuts, just me, you guys, and a couple choice photos that I took explaining what we got going on. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Please don't forget, check this out. I've got this in the mail from Canada. 50,000, hip, hip, hooray to 50K. When I get 50,000 subscribers, I'm going to open this package up, and I'll probably do that sometime before Christmas. Just make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button an odd number of times. Let's get into it. We open with Brendan Scanzano and Ileana in the hot tub at sunset. Beautiful hot tub sunset shot. She says, there's no way someone can come in and take your place. Well, you shouldn't have said that, Ileana. The producers are like, she said what? Bring in the guy with the tattoos. You know what I mean? All right. So then Angela has the old guy, Brendan, and then the new guy, Josh. Let's see if we have a photo there. So old guy, Brendan's on the left. New guy, Josh, is on the right. And then the old guy asks how her date was with her and Josh and if they kissed. And Angela goes, he did give me a smooch. And it's like, you did more than smooch. You made out on a bouncy house. Don't undersell the bouncy house. If you remember last episode, they were out there frolicking around doing the Lord's work, bumping Harrisons. And of course, they did more than kiss. Brendan goes in for the kiss and then realizes how much he likes Angela. So there's Brendan right there. So after she's back with Josh, he's like, I'm starting to get a feel for her, and that's called competition, folks. It's always good to have a little competition. It makes people decide that they're going to pursue you maybe a little bit harder, and he does just that. Then we have Brendan Scanzano. He is annoyed that he was that he put together a nice event. Oh, we don't have that photo yet. Brendan Scanzano is annoyed. He put together a nice event with Ileana, the hot tub, this and that, and now she's off chatting with Alex Bordy. He says, don't take me for granted because I'll leave tomorrow. Meanwhile, Ileana asks Alex Bordy if he wants a drink, and we call that an indicator of interest in my book. Let me tell you something. If a lady's like, you want to get some beverages that'll help us loosen these morals? Let's get right into it. Next thing you know, we're going to be in a bouncy house in Canada. Life comes at you fast. So I'm like, is she going to be with Alex Bordy? Because as we know from the preview, from the teaser at the beginning, that clearly she's going to be, possibly canoodling with someone not named Brendan. Meanwhile, so they go get a drink. They do this sunglass thing here. They each have sunglasses from Kit's Sunglass. It's super product promotion. I don't know if I remember product promotion being this popular on The Bachelor, but they've got the Twisted Tea drinks. They've got the Kit's sunglasses. So if they pull a sunglass out of their box, each individually, if it's got shades, then they basically roast somebody. They throw shade. If it's clear, then they can say something nice about somebody. So they go back and forth about like dissing each other or saying something nice. Josh says something nice about Lisa, and everyone's like, Josh is complimenting Lisa. Like, if you could have told me one couple I for sure thought wouldn't have happened, it would be Josh and Lisa. We'll get more to that in the future here, but we'll go through the list here. Everyone's getting their glasses. There's Ileana with hers, and then we have got Chris here. He's got the man bun. He tried to make a move on Vay. She didn't budge. She's like, hey, if you want me, I'll be at the bar. We can hook up. We can date. We can do whatever. And she's like, I'll be postmating beverages to my day bed from now on. I will not be going to that bar. He's like, all right, whatever. So Chris right here is excited that there'll be new women coming. Because as of right now, there's a shortage of women. There's 3 more men than women, which means 3 men won't be getting a rose. So he's like, all right, the next person to show up today will be a lady. So Ileana's doing his man bun, making him look all cute. And then what happens? A dude shows up. More dudes. Adam shows up. Firefighter. Now, there's way too many dudes here. Adam's got like this nice, dark, sultry voice. I mean, the ladies are all like, hello. They're just pushing aside whatever 2-week relationship they had. Adam buys everybody a round of shots, and clearly every guy is nervous. Adam has a date card. Find your queen. Caitlin says she was dodging Camille, hoping Adam would pull her aside. She's like, I'm not with this guy. No, me. And then Camille wonders if Adam is balding because he has a hat on. So clearly there's a lot of insecurities happening. I'm not an investigator, but I don't see any balding happening. Maybe the guy just wanted to put a hat on. That guy's got a nice hairline right there. But of course, one can wonder. So Adam seems to be really into Ileana, says he didn't want his chat with her to end. He asks her on a date, and she says, sure. This was Adam talking to Caitlin, and of course she's looking at his fire hose. Okay, pretend like you're not that into him. She's like, what's that? How you doing? So listen, Paradise never fails to wreck a relationship. We know that. So Adam hits it off with Ileana. Then he gets a date card. So he takes Ileana on a date. Boom, bingo. What can you do? Ileana says to Brendan on her way out, I'll talk to you later. And I think Brendan handles it well. I'd be a mess. I'd be just drowning myself in sorrows. I'd be ruminating and creating all these horrible stories. But to be honest, everything I would ruminate about is exactly what happened. I'd be like, oh, they're making out on a bouncy house. They got kings and queens robes on. They're selfieing. They're looking at each other's muscles and other things. So they do a bouncy house. Okay, we know how it goes in Canada, right? Oh, too far. You go to the bouncy house, you're going to make out. That's been proven for 2 episodes in a row. If you have a date on a bouncy house, you're going to make out. That's 100%. How would they do it in Canada? Does that mean you're engaged in Canada? How does it work up there? Are bouncy houses this popular, or is it just a show? So they take a selfie kissing. That's called evidence. That's probably going to, that photo is going to accidentally show up on Brendan's doorstep and create more drama in the future. They talk about similarities. They journal. They meditate. They go on Bachelor in Paradise Canada, bouncy houses together. They dance barefoot in the forest. All right, you credit where it's due. It's magical. All right, their date was magical. They were set up to have a nice date. I don't know how the mosquitoes didn't bite them alive, but there they are. Brendan Scanzano talks about his own struggles back at home. Talks about his parents splitting at age 3, eating dinner with dad on the couch. He didn't have family dinners or barbecues. He didn't know how plate sets were made because he just never had a family dinner. I love when you can empathize with someone like that and understand, this is a guy who wants love. He wants normalcy. He wants to find that person. You know what I mean? And again, unfortunately, what happens is he's put himself in a scenario on the show where all of his stock and energy is to Ileana and things were working fine. But Shiny Red Ball comes along. She sees another guy. And then it's kind of like, well, what's he going to do? I mean, that was the best bet he had for the whole show. This is like the same scenario when you've got someone who gets engaged super young and they never met anyone else. Ileana was Brendan and Ileana were the first people to show up on the show. So when a new guy comes along, maybe she's like, all right, maybe there are other options. It doesn't take anything away from Brendan as a guy. It could very well have been in reverse that Adam was the first guy there. She got to know him and blah, blah, blah. And then Brendan came along and he was the spicy new guy. That very well could have happened in reverse. So Josh and Lisa are surprisingly hit it off. I don't mean to diss Lisa, but she was a mess from the beginning as far as Lisa was crying at the bar. Going on a show like this brings up a lot of insecurities. I'd be the same way, Lisa. Nothing personal. Josh shows up as the it guy. Good looking, muscles. He's the it guy. He's into Lisa. I think people are surprised, including Josh, because he was like, look, I know people wouldn't believe this, but, I kind of think I like what's going on. So they hit it off. Lisa says Josh is the first dude she's had a connection with. They smooch. It goes wild. They're making out in the hot tub. I think that's the only photo I have. Is that them again? I can't tell. Is that... sometimes when I watch this show, my eyes are completely, as a dim. Anyway, so they hit it off. They smooch. Meanwhile, Alex, Bordy, and Kit are on the daybed at night. I have a photo of them. And she says, I'd be okay with you kissing me right now. Gentlemen, here's another indicator of interest. When the lady says, I'd be okay with you kissing me right now, that means get in on it. Go for it. Pass go. Collect 200. Adam and Ileana return, and they explain to everyone what they did on their date. This is becoming torture. This is torture. Here's Brendan. He's been drinking. He's been, when you're trying to kill time and you start drinking so many twisted teas, the buttons come undone. You start looking like Connor, and then everyone's like, "Tell us how it went," and then you just gotta listen to it. That's torture, folks. Brendan, he deserves a Purple Heart for what he's had to deal with. Not to make light of people with actual Purple Hearts. But Brendan, as far as Bachelor in Paradise goes, he gets a Bachelor in Paradise Purple Heart for getting wounded on the playing field right here. So Brendan, he's forced to listen. This is, like I said, should be a banned torture technique. Brendan says to Ileana, I got to take you for a chat, I presume. He's like, I got to take you. So they go chat. Caitlin is annoyed at Camille because Camille is mad on Brendan's behalf. Bro, Camille, I get it. I understand. I'd be mad too. Camille's like, that's my best friend. He's upset. You get mad when you feel like your best friends have been wronged because Brendan can't be mad in this scenario. He has to kind of play it cool and be like, hey, look, I get that you have to see your own thing because otherwise he comes off as jealous and needy. Where on the inside, he's like, you got to be kidding me. I've done everything for this and it's still not working. So Camille's upset. Then Kaylin says, this is a red flag with Camille. And I'm like, is that? I mean, maybe Camille has other red flags, but I wouldn't say it's a red flag that Camille's upset because his buddy is getting a raw deal. Like, guys, like that's called vicarious emotions. You feel for your buddy. Brendan and Ileana have a chat. She says he kissed her. She kissed him back. That's important. Usually it's like, well, he kissed me, whatever. But she's like, he kissed me. I kissed him back. Ileana now wants Brendan to date other girls and she's going to date other guys. And I think Brendan's going to want to leave if he doesn't get the rose. But honestly, stick around, Brendan. I really hope you stick around because, God knows, just you. Maybe there's someone around the corner that's a little more perfect for you. Who knows? Ileana's great. They're both great. They're all great. This feels like a Mari and Kenny storyline. Of course, we know Mari and Kenny on Bachelor in Paradise. I guess I'm going to share a spoiler, even though this is all news, but I've got the spoiler button, so I might as well. Oh, that's a trigger button. Never mind. So we know Mari and Kenny were dating, and then Mari's like, we should see other people. Then Kenny just bangs Demi, and then Mari's like, whoa, hold on a second. I mean like that. Well, this is sort of similar in the sense that now that Ileana's dated another guy, she's like, I want you to pursue other people. This seems like Ileana's nice way of trying to let down Brendan. But of course, it's like, he's like, no, this is what I don't want. This is it. I don't want anything else. But he also doesn't have options. So you see, she has another option. If he had another option, maybe he would. But obviously, he's a good-looking guy. From the first day of the show, he had his eyes on Ileana, and he's watered that lawn, and it's got to stink to water the lawn. And then she's like, actually, we're AstroTurf. And it's like, I've been watering the lawn. Now you're AstroTurf. Sometimes we go for an analogy and it doesn't quite pan out. Moving on. Ileana says she doesn't want to set rules and limitations on each other. Joey, the Speedo cowboy, gets a date card. Okay? So he gets a date card. Do we have a photo of that? Maybe not. He gets spoiler. He gets a date card, but it's not for him. He gets to pick other people who want to go on a date. So everyone starts hitting him with like, here, I'll give you tickets to Disneyland. I'll buy you some maple syrup. I'll blow you, whatever you need. I'll do it for you. Give me the date card. And then Chris goes, I'd like a shot with Vay. And Joey's like, no, what are you doing? Like Vay, like he's dating Vay. And Chris is like, I'd still like a shot. And he's like, no. He's like, okay, noted. Very well. Joey gives a date card to Adam, new fireman, further crushing Brendan Scanzano's hopes. And then Joey also chooses Ileana to go on the date with Adam, obviously. Josh throws his beach towel to the ground. He's all upset, even though, like, talking about vicarious emotions, it had nothing to do with him. Big time sexual chemistry here. So they're dating. I mean, it's like, geez, what can you do? This is how the episode ends with them on their date. Check this out, folks. Is this normal? Hey, Canada, leave me a comment. Your boy's from Rhode Island, down in the United States. I don't know. Is this normal? You pick a lady up and put her on the hockey post? Does this mean they're engaged? What does this mean? What are we watching right here? Is this a puck shot? It sounds like I don't know. Netting, high sticking. What is it? He's high sticking. Careful with that. All right. Let me know what you guys think. So they show the ending, and it's like it kind of ends on this. We don't know if she's going to give the rose to Adam or to Brendan, but judging from this photo, he's already scored the hat trick. All right, folks, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. We'll be around for the next video. Live streams coming later today before Michelle's episode of The Bachelorette, so stick around for that. And as always, we support Super Chats, Venmo donations, and all that other jazz. But of course, at the very least, we really appreciate all of your support, and we'll see you out there. Bye, everybody.